So hello, how's everybody doing? Good. I hope everybody's doing good. I'm Lisa. A couple of times I didn't mention my name, but I am Lisa. This is Sapphire Financial Training. Um, it's financial because I do more than one thing in finances. So it's not just billing and coding. I did have a different name. Some of you guys know my business name is Diamond Billing and Coding. I changed that to Sapphire Financial because there's a lot of other things that I got to keep going on. So I just kind of changed the name so that I could fit those things in there, kind of like an umbrella. If I do add on more stuff that I want to do, it's already there. So, again, this is, another introduction. I want to keep introducing myself and what I do because I want y'all to kind of get used to me, get to know me, get to know who I am. Most of all of them, we're going to start with motivation because that's how I used to start my classes, with motivation before I went back to the hospital. So when I was just straight teaching full time at the college, I always kind of start with motivation. So, the motivation for today is, do what you want to do. Do what you need to do. Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot do something. Don't let anybody discourage you and tell you cannot do something. I mentioned this before. Okay, let the haters be your motivators. They don't like what you're doing. They're not interested in you doing. It's all about them. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. You're going to have people that's not going to be on your side. Okay? Don't tell them. That's my motto. Don't tell them. Keep it moving. You can do anything that you want to do. It does not have to be coding. Coding is just, it's like a passion of mine. That's what I do. Billing too. So both of those things hand in hand, I kind of picked up a passion in doing that. And just, a little bit about myself. I started, as a matter of fact, I didn't start my medical career in billing and coding. I started as a CNA, and me and my sister started working at LIJ, and then I got introduced to something else, and this something else was coding, and I liked it. So that's how it started. And actually, back in those days, I didn't know nothing about coding. I didn't know nothing about billing. I didn't even know how to do Excel. And I had two people. Yep, I'm naming names. Marie and Tonya. They looked out for me like, forever. And let me tell you something. I've never met these two in my life. And I met Marie, and she looked out for me. And she introduced me to Tonya. And Tonya showed me word for word what is billing, what is coding. Listen, I didn't even know what I was looking at in Excel. Yeah, I didn't know none of that stuff. And thank you, Tonya. Wasn't for her, I don't even think I would have pursued a career in doing, the coding consulting or educating, nothing. So respect to her. Marie too. Marie, if you're out there, call me, Marie. Email me, whatever you do. Anyway, yes, so, we want to stay with motivation. If you want to step out of your same character and just, try something else, just do it. Stay away from the people that do not support you in doing it. Get yourself a plan and get it done. Everything is just not going to come overnight, just like our YouTube channel, I'm trying to get used to doing the YouTube myself. My grandson, he fixed it up, and the first two videos he did, I have no idea how to work, the YouTube videos, but me and my grandson is working on. You guys know my Jaden. His middle name is Corey, so that's why I call him Corey. A lot of people want to know, well, why do you call him Corey? It's his middle name. She refused to give him Corey in the first name. So, we went with Jaden in first name. But, I still like Corey. So that's why I call him Corey. So, you got sons, you got daughters, they want to see you. They want to see you grow. They want to see you do your thing. So, just keep on keeping on. You're around people who, again, judge you. Stay away from those people. Stay away from those people because no matter what you say, you're going to be looked at as the negative. Okay, and it's mostly the negative people who want the negativity around them. So sometimes when the positiveness comes around those type of people, it just doesn't work. You're not going to rub the positiveness off of them, because people have good in their heart and good intentions, and then you have those negative people. They just turn it around and make you into a monster, and you go, is that the way they think? Oh, stay away from them. Stay away from them. Okay, because the devil come in all types of forms. Trust me. So again, we're going to just do, motivation as these videos go on. The videos will get better. I'll have a camera. I'm using my phone. So, people are just getting on me about, Lisa, do it. Doesn't matter this, that. But yeah, I try to be prepared, to do these things. But I'm getting all this pushy stuff. People are beating me up. And I'm getting there. Anyway, again, this is an introductory video. So, be careful with what you say to people. Be careful with what you say. Think about what you say. Do not sit in front of the computer and one of your coworkers or your employer sent you an email and you thinking that you getting ready to go off. Don't go off. Because you know what's going to happen? Your fingers are going to start moving. And guess what? That you cannot get that response back. You cannot get that email back. So, do not do that. There's a couple of people who have done that. Do not do that. Stay away from that. Go in the bathroom and scream, I don't care what you do. Don't go out there and stomp and tell them, okay, I'm leaving. Okay, what you going to do tomorrow? Trust me, firsthand experience. Do not do that. Okay, so that's the introduction. Next video, we'll have an introduction, and then we're going to move on. When I start going into the coding, I'm going to go on anesthesia first. I'm going in anesthesia first because a lot of people are having trouble on the CPC with the RVUs. That's relative value unit. Anesthesia and Medicare, that's how you have to do it. Commercial too, third party. You have to calculate it like that. Medicare gives you a base unit. I'm going to show y'all how to calculate that. And I just reached out to one of my people in AAPC to make sure that you guys can still bring a calculator to do that calculation. Because I don't know how you would do it in your head. I mean, the time units, the base units, if you have to time those things. So she haven't gotten back to me yet. So let me just make sure they're still letting us bring calculators for that. Okay, so anesthesia will be first, and we'll go into the RVUs, and I'm going to show you how to calculate that. Yeah, more than likely, you're going to get one of those on the CPC. Okay, so, just, stay focused. Remember, this course is about CPC. It's also about billing, but it is mainly the coding that you guys are having an issue with. Some of the girls are taking a CPB. It's not that hard for them because it's everyday stuff. It's everyday stuff when you're doing in billing. The CPC does have a couple of billing questions on there. That was like a million years ago when I took, but the fraud, abuse, QIG, stuff like that. Remember those things. Charge entries, charge master, stuff like that. Remember those things. Listen, the revenue codes, occurrence codes, value codes that comes from a hospital claim. And they're not going to give you what's on a hospital claim. And I'm just throwing that out there because somebody just called me with that. They're getting ready to do an interview for a hospital. And some hospitals will ask you that. What are those things? Give me an example of, rev code. Oh, no, wait a minute. 250 PAD, 300 lab. Write those things down. If there are books that you have to get, to kind of keep up with that class. And again, once you buy my book, look on Amazon. It's medical billing and coding, Q&A, LBC, Think Study Guide. The L is for Lisa Lambert. That is me. The BC is billing and coding. The FIN is finance. And guess what? The K is Corinne. That is my daughter. Everything I do for my daughter. Everything I do for my daughter and my grandson to make sure she's straight. So everything that comes in from my book, it goes straight to my daughter. I'm so proud of my kid. Everybody says, gosh, she looks just like you. Yeah, well, I'm a mother. She should. But, she's a trip sometime too. But the K is for Corinne. Okay, so again, we're going to start with anesthesia. So let's just wait. Let me before we start with that anesthesia next week. Um, I'm going to give you a little bit more insight, just a drip on billing, because some of the billing is in there. The RVU has to do with that. Okay, so we're gonna leave that alone. But let me tell you a little bit about what's in my book. That book has a lot of things in it that you could have on your CPC. It has a medical billing section. It has a coding section. It also has surgery in there. It has systems in there. So there's a lot of things in there. It has medical terminology in there. Medical terminology is on your CPC. And, you know, the questions are minimal. I mean, you have, you know, 10 questions for digestive system, you know, 10 questions for musculoskeletal system. And they like to refer to those as integumentary system 10,000 series, a musculoskeleton 20,000 series. So get used to that. And your CPC book, get used to saying 30,000 series. You know what I'm saying? Digestive system, 40,000 series. Okay. I just wanted to throw that out there in this introductory video. Now, we are going to discuss, because you know what? I have issues with, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, trust me, but I do, you know, have an insight on some of these different type of diseases and systems that we, you know, as have. So, PAD, we're going to do like a full segment on PAD, peripheral artery disease, because I want people to know how you get it. And, you know, sometimes people don't even know, you know, how, you know, what's the reason for a stent? You know, cholesterol, what? You know, what's in there? Why is it in there? You know, and sometimes, you know, I'm not saying that smoking is like the main cause of stuff, but I don't care what you tell people about smoking. They're just not going to stop smoking. But I am going to have a segment on that. Let's have a segment on, you know, bariatric surgery. Let's have a segment on aneurysms, high blood pressure, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, that's going to be included with me just kind of talking about the CPC and AAPC. I did mention on one of the videos before that, you know, AAPC Code of Conduct. Know it. When you buy the CPC study guide, okay, it's a big book. It's about $115, $110. I don't know what it is now, but study that book. Start from the front, work your way to the back. That code of conduct, I'm not saying it's on the test, but it might be. What I would do is write it in your CPD. Remember, you can write in your CPT book whatever you want to. Just find you some pages. Now, don't get lost and then you can't find what you wrote down. It's not that you're not cheating or anything. You can do that. You can write whatever you want to write in there. If you got to find whatever spaces and write what you want, write it in there, because you never know. One of those multiple choice questions, that might be one of them. And, you know, and referring to the test, because remember, you know, it's about testing. It's about you guys passing and a lot of other things that we're going to talk about on this YouTube channel. So, you know, just get used to your CPC guide. There are some things that are in medical billing Q&A that pertain to you guys taking your test. I mentioned before that test is 150 questions. You can start with the short answers. Remember, there's 75 cases, 75 short answers. So whatever's going to get you through it a lot quicker. So remember, in the CPC guide, there are rationales to some of the cases that are in there. So I definitely want you to still get that book. You still... you know, you can get cases in there. There's also cases in my class that we have, integumentary, all kind of stuff, all kind of cases is in there too. And I put the rationales in there too. So whichever way you want to go. Some of you guys in this class are, which is, I apologize for some of the new beginners, because it's some of the stuff I'm saying seems like it's for more advanced people who are already in billing, who are already coding. If you are new to billing, if you are new to coding, I would suggest that you take the classes, because you need to get more familiar, because sometimes I may say things and you know how we are. We're just moving along and I can't, you know, just stop and kind of explain. But if I'm saying something that is not clear, shoot me an email. call me. There's a phone number just for this YouTube that you guys can call, leave a message, or whatever. Email me, and I'll get right back to you. You'll get me one-on-one, so it wouldn't make any difference. But sometimes when we're doing these videos and we're just moving along, and some of the people who are new, you want to kind of put them in on what you're talking about, because I don't want to start mentioning abbreviations and medical terms, and some of you guys are getting lost. But again, one of the main things is you guys are to pass your CPC. Some are struggling with this exam. We got to pass it. I don't care if it's 50,000 people taking this test. 30 ain't pass it on the first try. Trust me, 30,000 they get it on the first try. It's very hard. So that's what we're going to talk about. And I just have, a few things that we're still going to discuss in the introductory video. If it's something that you want me to discuss in the videos, let me know what they are. Let me know what they are. We're going to start with the coding, and then we'll do the billing. I'm going to have different days where I'm going to do the billing. I'm going to try to get the videos in when I'm not at the hospital 2-3 days. I'll try to get them in. So we're going to talk about, still billing, claim forms, UBs, and, all that kind of stuff. Back end, front end. We're still going to talk about stuff like that. Tests that they give you when you, let's say you're going for a billing position, and they may give you like an entry-level test, same thing they do in coding, but sometimes they give you that, they want to know, what's on the HCFA, what's on the UB, stuff like that. What are denial codes, and some of them say, well, give me 3, okay, CO 97, stuff like that. We'll go into more in depth with that, but that's pretty much the basics of what we're going to talk about today. I'm looking at this book so I can see if there's anything else that I missed. Nope, we're starting with anesthesia. When we do start, I gave you rationale for the questions. Your CPT book, make sure you can write anything you want. One thing when you're studying, I would have my computer open. I would have my phone. Make sure you got a pen when you're studying, because sometimes when you are studying, you don't know the meaning of something, and some people are visual. You want to look at it. So open the computer, put it in, and you look at it. Sometimes it's easier to retain something like that when you actually see it. If I'm doing the training for CPC, I always try to have the video up so they can actually see some of the surgeries and stuff like that. I know it's kind of like, geez, you got to act like a surgeon to get most of the coding, because it's like you got to visualize yourself in there in the surgery to see what's going on. When we used to be in there back in the days, years ago, me and my sister used to do Turnover Tech at Long Island Jewish, and I went on my first cardiac, cardiothoracic, and man, you're talking about something invasive. I mean, there's water everywhere. I mean, the man heart was like a crank, just pull your heart straight open. And the first time I went in on a brain surgery, oh my God, I'm telling you, it got to be just like your then. I think that a lot of those surgeries that I used to go in there on, they kind of helped me to visualize the coding, because they do the surgery, we do the coding, so the coding has got to help them get their reimbursement. So my sister, she still does that, so she's in on all that stuff. I can look at it in a video, but I don't think I can go in there. That cranial was the last stroke for me. After that, I went to billing. They just say, anybody want to volunteer? I was the first one. Yeah, I got to go. But it was fun being in there, and that did help me to visualize some of the cases and trying to decipher the coding. So this is ending. I'm going to do another one. So this is the 4th introduction. There'll be one more introduction, and that's it. And don't forget, the introduction is to getting you to pass, giving you tricks, giving you scenarios, telling you what we're going to have, what's in it, and what we're going to do. Okay? See you next time.